Hiya folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to Let's Try Brass. Brass is a real-life board game that has just gotten a digital adaptation on Steam. Now, with any sort of Let's Try of a board game, there's two parts of the equation. A, is the board game good? And B, how is the digital adaptation? Now, Brass, I would say, is certainly suffering from a certain amount of mobile-itis as opposed to a PC-centric user interface. And there's a couple of things that sort of annoyed me off the bat with it, but it's not like it's not playable. Actually, my biggest complaint with it was the fact that I've never played the physical board game. There is a tutorial, but it sure as heck doesn't clarify a lot of questions. And I find this rule book to be kind of hard to read in this format. You can see it's not really using the screen real estate. And again, I think it's sort of a very console-itis thing, you know, both the choice of font size and the amount of space that you got to play with. Luckily, as a real-life board game, it means you can find the rulebook online as a PDF, so there is that going for it. So let's go ahead and play. Oh, as per usual, I have not tried the multiplayer. I cannot judge what the online experience is like at all. Haven't even touched that button. So we're going to start a new game. It does auto-save any game you have in progress, so you can always restore a game if, you walk away from it. The game can be played with 3 or 4 players only. You can play sort of hot seat over here with like multiple humans in here, which I think on a PC wouldn't be the end of the world. Your cards in hand are private, and people, in theory might be able to like gain information about your strategy by looking at what you have in your hand, but I don't think it would be game breaking. In sort of a tablet or mobile phone situation where you are passing the game around between turns, I think then it would be perfectly fine because you wouldn't have a problem with that. The AI comes in 2 flavors, easy and hard. So we'll play on hard. I am going to get crushed. I do not have a lot of time played in here, and I have not played the real-life version. So, yeah, expect poor strategy. All right, so this is the in-game screen. You do start off with this lovely little newspaper look over here. 4 players in here. I'm lucky enough to be the first person to act. Now, in each round of the game, each player gets 2 actions, except for in the very, very, very first round, each player only gets 1 action over here. The game is played out in 2 eras. It's the Canal era, followed by the Rail era, and there are 8 rounds in each era. Now, the very first thing is the screen. The game doesn't make the greatest use of screen real estate on the PC because, of course, we're widescreen format and the game is set vertically. I suppose they could have changed the art of the board to like look better sideways. I'm sure this is the actual art of the physical version of the board game. Not that I know because I don't have it. Now, this is as far as you can zoom out. You can zoom in, but you can't zoom out any further, and some of the board gets clipped. You can edge scroll, but it's slow. You can scroll with your arrow keys, but it's also very slow. The core gameplay is this. You have a hand with 8 cards in it. All actions of the game require you to spend a card. Now, some of the actions require you to discard any card whatsoever. Doesn't matter what it is. Other actions require that you play a card that matches the action. Basically, there are 5 different types of industries, and there are a variety of cities all over. If you want to build an industry in a particular city, you either have to have the card for the city, or you have to already have a connection to that city, in which case you can play the industry card. So you got a choice there. On the first turn of the game, the connection rule is ignored because I guess you can choose your hometown, basically. So, for example, I could build a cotton mill or a coal mine anywhere I would like, and that would be totally okay. So for my first turn, I think what I'll do is I'll choose to build a cotton mill somewhere in a fairly coastal-ish kind of area. A lot of times I start in Preston with the hope that I can build a port in Preston, but someone else beats me to it. I think what I might do is start in Manchester. I've never started in this area, and it allows a few decent connections to, say, Warrington over here. That might be a good way to go, and it's got a lot of slots. We'll see how it goes. So there's 2 ways, actually there's a multitude of different ways that you can initiate the building process. You can you just click on a card? No, if you click on the card, what it does is it cycles the view around to show you where that particular thing is. So it's like, where's Manchester? Where's Preston? Okay, so, that's kind of handy. I'll give you that. To actually initiate the building, I can either click on the slot that I'm interested in building, or I can click the hammer button here, in which case it will filter the map to show you all the places you can legally build things. So how do you build? Each city has a certain number of slots. So Manchester actually has 4 slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each slot can allow you to build a specific industry. Manchester can build a iron mill over here, or in these slots it can build either a cotton mill or a coal mine. You get a choice for these slots. Some are flexible, some aren't. Like Wigan over here, Wigan can only build coal. Liverpool's got 3 slots for ports and 1 for a shipyard, and so on and so forth. There are a few of these border regions on the edge of the map over here. You can treat this as a pre-built port to ship goods out to if you want. You also gain some victory points if you connect to it. Blackpool is a small city. It also earns you the victory points, but it doesn't count as a port. So Scotland, Yorkshire, and the Midlands over here are the border ones, and then Norwich, Southport, Blackpool, and I guess that's it, are the small towns that you can ship things out of over there. So, I am going to start by building a cotton mill, because that is the primary way to make some money in this game. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click build. I'm going to choose this slot here in Manchester. In that slot, I can either build the coal mine or the cotton mill. I'll go with the cotton mill. It's going to cost me £12 to build. 12 monies over here. We're going to talk about that in a second. So I'm going to plop down the cotton mill. I can play the cotton mill either by playing the cotton mill card or the Manchester card. That's a very interesting option to go with over here. Which one I would like to build. Because the Manchester card will let me build any of the slots in Manchester, whereas the cotton mill can only build cotton mills and only places I have connections with already. Now, the Manchester card becomes less important if I'm already present here. But I think I'm still going to use a cotton mill, because this one will give me some options to maybe build in these 2 slots later on for different things. And that's a lot of cotton mill cards, and to use these, you already have to be basically connected to a city. So I'm going to go ahead and burn that one away. So I've selected the location, I've discarded a card. I don't have to deliver coal or take iron because this is a low-level building. So I pay my £12, and that is my entire action. Now, the AI is going to take their action. I can show the animation of them taking their turn, if I would like to see. So Teal is going to Colna? Dude, I don't know how to say these weird foreign Britishy words. Like, I can only speak English, so I don't know. I'm going to go with Colne. No idea. So that was the animation for Teal's turn. We also get a little helpful hint here as what Teal did on their previous turn. They built a cotton mill in Colne. We can also skip animations over here. But we can still find out that purple, or I think you call it violet, built a cotton mill in, I'm going to go with Rockdale. And then gold over here, just developed port and port. So we'll talk about that. And now yellow's going to go first. Why is that? Well, because the person who spent the least amount of money in the previous round goes first. So yellow spent the least amount of money, so they get the start. They are now going to develop, they're developing cotton mill and cotton mill. Developing is not building. We're going to talk about that. And they've built a port in Warrington and Runcorn, which is slightly annoying because I would have really liked to have built a port there. I also would really like to be able to just drag the screen instead of slowly cycling this way. I keep trying to drag and it doesn't work. Hockey dokie. What is this development stuff? Well, this button here shows you all the industries that you can build. There are 5 different industries. The cost to build them is in the top left corner. The values in the bottom is what you get when the industry gets activated. Different industries get activated in different ways. But at the bottom right corner, that's how many victory points you earn. I think I call it prestige in the game, but these are victory points. This is how you win. And the bottom left, this is how many income steps you go up. This is not an increasing of income by that much. It's income steps. We'll show that in just a moment over here. Now, as you can see, they all say level 1, except for the shipyard over here, which says level 0. Now, this is a physical card game, and in the physical card game, you have a stack of these industry cards. You have a stack of these cotton mill cards, and the top one says level 1. And for the cotton mill, so does the second one and the third one. They all say level 1. They're all identical. But after you've built 3 cotton mills, then you'll have taken that many cards off your stack, and the next card after that will actually say level 2. If I click here, I can see what the different levels are. For the cotton mill, the higher the level, the more expensive it is to build. The higher level ones also need resources to build. This needs coal, and the level 3 and 4 both need coal and iron to build. You can see the victory point amount goes up considerably with each level, but oddly enough, the amount of income you gain from your cotton mills actually goes down with levels. Kind of an odd thing, but it is the way that it works. Not everything's quite like that. The port, the income does go up with each level, but only a little. The prestige you get goes up over there. And you can see here the coal mine. The income goes up and then down? Because? I don't know. The coal and iron mines are also special because they actually provide a certain amount of coal and iron on the map, which are used for various thingies like upgrades, but we'll look into that. But basically, when they activate, you get that reward, and in the physical version, you like flip over the token or the card that's on the board. In the board game here, anything that has been activated will turn golden in color, so no one's activated anything yet, but that's when you earn your income and your points. Now, the income, the way it works is, this chart over on the right here is the income chart. Now, we're all at 0 right now, and these represent the steps for which you gain income. Now, if we did something that earned us 1 step up the income chart, we would go from here, this spot is actually numbered 11, we'd go from the 11 to the 12, which means we would be earning £1 per turn. If we went up, say, 3 slots, that would go 1, 2, 3, so we'd be earning £2 per turn. As we go up higher and higher in income, it takes more steps to go up in money. What's interesting is when you're very low, including in the negative income, it only takes 1 income step to neutralize that negative income, which is why taking out loans, you hit that button, discard a card. I'm going to cancel this, but you just discard a card. You can take out a loan of either 10, 20, or 30 pounds, and depending on the loan size, you can see here the income, my income will go down. Now, this goes down in whole dollar steps. So if I were at, say, 27 per turn, and I took out a loan of 30 pounds, I would drop to 24 income per turn, which would take me like 12 steps to get back up there. Whereas if I'm down at -3, it's only going to take me 1, 2, 3 steps of income to break even. Taking out loans early is awesome. But is that what we want to do right now? Well, that's actually an interesting choice. Now, I sort of got cut off from the port that I would love to build, because the way you activate a cotton mill is by, you try to sell cotton, and then you try to ship it to a port. Now, if I built a canal between Manchester and Warrington and Runcorn over here, then I could sell my cotton at this port. But you often want to avoid using your opponent's port. Now, this is not necessarily the end of the world here, but it may not be ideal. What I might want to do is build myself a route over to Liverpool. So I'd have my own ports kind of invested in the future. That would take me 3 canal actions and maybe isn't the ideal. How's the... Okay, oh, the iron market's quite open, although I'd have to build a coal thing first, and it's not quite ideal for that. Trying to think of good ways to demonstrate things more than playing very, very well. Let's tell you what, let's go ahead. In the interest of showing things rather than playing very, very well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, say, this cotton mill card to build a connection between Manchester and Warrington. Now, what's going to happen here, it's going to show you these numbers. Those numbers are how much each of these canals might be worth. Right now, they're all worth 0, but they could potentially be worth quite a bit more. And the value of canals is they're worth 1 point for every activated building they're connected to. In the 2 cities they're connected to, they get 1 point for every activated buildings. Now, if I build it now, I'll get 0 points. But if someone activates a building later, I will still get a point for that. So it doesn't matter when you build a canal, but you sort of want to predict what might be a valuable one. So I'm going to assume Manchester and Warrington here are going to get developed a fair bit. So I'm going to go ahead and build that connection. It cost me £3 over here. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to hit OK. It's fairly cheap. In Era 2, what happens is all canals go away, and instead you have to ship things via rail, which happens, you can see the dirt roads over here that can be replaced with rail later on. So some of the layouts change. It's also a lot more expensive to build connections later on, but you can actually build 2 per action in the second round, which is nice. Now, I do have the option of selling my cotton. Again, I'd have to discard a card of some kind. Then I would choose where to sell it from, and then I would choose where to sell it through for this port over here. Now, I have 2 options for the export. I can sell it to the port, and what that will actually do is activate my opponent, in this case's port, which I don't want to do. Or I could sell it to the world market here, which earns me a semi-variable amount of money. That actually wouldn't be bad to do right now, because no one else has done this yet. And I might get to take advantage of that. Actually, I think I will sell the cotton, which isn't exactly what I was expecting. Therefore, I'm going to take a second to think about what card I might want to get rid of over here. I want to keep Liverpool. I think I can probably get rid of Rockdale. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to move directly over there in the short term. What else we got? I don't know where all the cities are. I don't know where Oldham is. I've got 2 for Preston. You know what? Let's get rid of Preston card. That's going to make sense. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sell from here, and I'm going to sell through there, but I'm going to export. Now, this may give me 3 income. Except what I actually have to do is flip over one of these tokens. It's -3, so it dropped 3 slots to here. So I'm actually only getting 2 income steps from selling the cotton. But the thing is, as far as I know, there are no cards here that can raise this up. The value of cotton just drops and drops and drops to the point where eventually it'll be worth 0, although you can still use it to activate your cotton mill, so that's still got value. The cotton mill can give you income that way. If it goes all the way to no demand, you literally cannot sell cotton through export. This does reset in Age 2, though. So you might end up in a situation where you're forced to use someone else's actual port and sell to them. You can see here, this has changed golden, giving me the income, giving me the victory points, including 1 victory point for my canal here. So that was lovely. New turn over here. Excellent. Skip some more animations. Cotton shipped to market. Actually, did they get 0? Oh, no. They flipped the 0 tile, so they still got the 2, which is very lucky for them. Okay. So, again, several different options. I would love to take a loan before my income increases more, because, again, the cost to boost your income gets tougher and tougher. So I think it's going to be a good idea for me to do that. Do I have any duplicates? I'm going to get rid of the Cone card over here, because it's way out of my way. I mean, I could use the card to build up there, but I like to build, like, sort of contiguous to everything I'm doing. So I'm going to take out a big loan over here, get a bunch of spending cash, lose some of my income, but I'm okay with this. Then, let's see what we might want to build. He's built an iron mine over here. Oh, cause he must have... Oh, because it's got a connection to a port. See, I would have liked to do that. Now might not be the time. I can always expand over to Bolton or something, possibly, for that. I think I still dig the idea of working my way towards Liverpool. I think what I might do is build a cotton mill here. Oh, I can't. So I have a coal mine card, I don't have a cotton mill card, and I don't have a card for Warrington. Let's say build a cotton mill here and then work to get ready to ship it out that way. I do have a card for Liverpool, so I could just build a port there now. I could also develop some of my buildings, which might not be the worst idea. You know what? In Preston, I could build a port here and then iron mine? No, I don't actually have an iron mine card. I was just going to build it using one of these. I like the idea of having a port, though. What if I just develop? And then drop a level 2 port. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop... what's kind of out of the way that I might not be interested in? Lancaster's way out here. Let's drop the Lancaster card. And we're going to develop our port here. Port here. No, here. Port is right here. This is a shipyard. Shipyards are interesting. They don't really give you money. They're just worth a crap ton of points. But I'm going to go ahead and develop my port twice. That will require that I buy iron, but the iron market has been partially refilled by this guy over here. So it's going to cost me 2 pounds to do that. And then I'm going to level it up a second time. So you get 2 for the price of 1. I'm going to level up this port once more, or develop this port right over here. And what it does, it basically I've just trashed the top 2 cards in that deck. And therefore I can now, when I build level 2 ports. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, I'm doing that for 2 reasons. 1, they're worth more points, but 2, at the end of the first era, when era 2 starts, any level 1 building goes away. So I would prefer to build level 2 buildings that will stick. So let's build in Preston over here, because we've actually got a few options to develop this area. Maybe we'll ignore Liverpool, or we'll come back to it later on. Because just building multiple ports here isn't that useful. So I'm going to build a port here, level 2 port, by ditching my Preston card. There we go. And it'll be interesting to see what other people do over there. Now, I might still want to build some other thing using one of my regular cards. I've got an Oldham card, so I could build there. I have a Rockdale card. I could build over here. I will want to get a level 2 coal for the next era, if at all possible. And I can do that by developing the coal once. I could also develop the iron one time, and therefore I'd have access to level 2 stuff. I'm very tempted, I think, to do that. I think I'll get rid of the Rockdale card. Macclesfield is quite far down to the south here and not quite as sexy. You know what? I'll get rid of that one. Or Barrow and Furnace, which is a million miles away. Oh, I forgot to check the iron price. I don't want to pay the iron price. Not that high of an iron price. All right, then. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to accidentally tab out. How much coal do you get from building the coal building? You get 2. Okay, that's going to work out. So, coal buildings and iron buildings get activated when you get rid of all the coal that's on them, actually. Which you can ship out to any port. Now, this counts as a port. Yes? Yeah. So, I think if I build a coal mine over here, first of all, as soon as you build one coal mine, you then unlock the level 2 after this. And it's going to try to ship coal to the world market, assuming this truly counts as a port, and it does. So I have 2 coal tokens on there. They're both going to ship out through Yorkshire. They're only going to be worth £1 each. Not the greatest, but it means that this coal mine gets fully activated over here. Bam. Earns me a little income, so I'm making money again, despite my debt. All right, I'm fairly pleased with that. Again, you know, this is a very strategic game, and I don't know what the strong winning moves are. I'm the last person to act. That's kind of annoying. Okay, we're on round 5. Purple's definitely going first next turn, because I only spent 1. I mean, unless I skip my turn completely. But that doesn't sound particularly appealing. I have level 2 ports. Yes? Yes, I do. I feel like dropping one in Liverpool to make sure I have a presence here as well. And I can ship things throughout a couple of different places once we get everything connected up. I could build more coal here, but I don't think that helps us very much. And the iron prices are still... Oh, they've gotten cheap. Hold on. Although, see, I was going to develop both the coal mine and the iron foundry. And I don't really need to. I suppose I could develop the iron foundry and the port to level 3, which is worth slightly more points. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm going to get rid of the Barrow Furnace card because it's a million miles away. We're going to develop the iron foundry by spending £1. And we will develop another one. We're going to develop the port to level 3. Lovely. And by spending £2 over there to get that iron. An achievement, Technologist. Alright, then I will build a level 3 port over here. I could also increase the level of my existing port if I wanted to, but I'm going to be okay with this. Spend the Liverpool card. And go. Alright, purple goes first. Shipping cotton to the market and stuff. Alright. So we're getting here to the end of this phase, so we don't get any more cards at the end of the era. I could unlock that and ship through there. I'd rather find a way to ship cotton out over here, but that doesn't seem to be a real possibility. I do have a cotton mill card. How come I can't build a cotton mill here? Oh, right, only one industry per region in the first era. I forgot about that. I could build a cotton mill in Oldham. But I'm not sure... How many turns do we have left? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to ship this, because I don't really want to invest in crappy canals that are just going to go away soon. I could build something in Bolton, which at least is connected already. No, I don't have a personal connection over here. Crap. What the hell am I going to do with my turn, you guys? Might be an actual good time to take out a second loan. Because you want to take out the loans early. And 2 per game is not a bad idea. I'm going to get rid of the port card, because I have 2. And that's not a terrible place to be. Let's take out another big beefy loan. Kill my income per turn, but that's okay. It'll pay for it, like, we'll be able to bounce back very easily. Alright, well, I could still develop a cotton mill here. And then build a connection and just export it. it would be worth 0 money, but there'd probably still be demand. It might actually fail outright, though, if we pull a bad thing. Sorry, I'm getting decision paralysis over here. A very common thing with a lot of strategy games. To just fall into that. I suppose if I can't build any routes right now, what I'll focus on... Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring you up to the next level so that you stick around next phase, because otherwise we'll lose you. I still have to pay an action here. It does reset this, though, which is interesting. So if there were coal space, and there is only 3, and I think the level 2 has actually got 4 on there. So I think there's still going to be 1 coal left. No, it's only 3 on that level. Oh, cool. Is that true? Oh, yeah, 3. Oh, that actually worked out very well, because when you upgrade it, it's basically you're just building a new one. So it resets with coal, and so you get a chance to activate it a second time, which is very nice. I'm very happy with that, especially since that coal mine's a higher level now, which means it will stick around. This is only tier 1, so it wasn't going to stick around until the next turn. So yeah, we're really running out of cards. Oops. Yeah, actually, I do want to look at this. You know what? I'm going to build a cotton mill here, and we're going to try to activate it, after all, by sending it through the Midlands, which counts as a port. Oh, I'm sorry, is that still level 1? Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't undo. Shit. I would have rather develop my 2 cotton mills. And there's no route to a port. Really? Oh, yeah, there's no route. Fuck. I can't undo, and that is terrible. That is actually really shitty. Then, because what I want to do is, I'm actually going to want to go and develop, my cotton mill to the next level. I would have wanted to do that first, but I'm going to want, because you can't build the level 1s at all in the second part of the game. And I don't think it auto unlocks or anything. That is an awful, awful little mistake that I wish you had an undo button for this. Played a lot of digital board games that do have it, but not this one. I'm going to go ahead and level up my coal to level 3, so I can build some level 3 coal maybe next turn, and we'll see how that goes. Well, that's that. I do get 1 more round, which will give me a chance to level these 2 guys up. Actually, that'll work out kind of okay, because I can level you to level 3 by discarding the Manchester card. Or to level 2. I do have to use coal to purchase to do this, and looks like I'm gonna have to get it from there. Is there a chance I would have wanted to develop a coal thing first? No, I don't have the ability to do that. Because I could build it in Oldham, but I wouldn't have a connection. Okay, no, that's fine. So yeah, we'll upgrade there. We'll take 1 of the coal from this building here. Which is actually going to end up activating that building. Oh well. I've already misplayed this game and losing horribly. Oh, hold on. Did that lower my victory points? I think it did. I think getting rid of the activated building actually cost me points. Oh, well, I'm learning all kinds of things about the game here. Select destination. Yeah, I can just sell it for export. It's the only option I've got. These can only run once, but I can click on any port here. Just do this. I'm just trying to activate this. Don't get a -2. Yay! Okay, I still sell it for 0, but it means activate the building. I didn't realize... Oh, man. Well, I'm going to end this here. Clearly, I'm not going to win this game. Well, I'll demonstrate the railroad stuff. So... But yeah, so we're entering Era 2. Any building that was only level 1 goes away. All the canals go away. We do score some points, you know, in there. Sure, fine. It resets the cotton demand. And what we can do now is we can build railroad. Now, and we can have more than one industry in a city. So, build railroad. It's just the same as before. You discard a card. And it's got to be something connected to where you already have a presence. So, and again, same victory point score. So I guess it costs 5 and a coal to build this. Which actually... Oh, you've already built all over here. Hang on. If I choose to build, say... Again, I'm just tossing out whatever right now. If I choose to build you here... it's not going to take the coal there because it's already... Oh, it's already gone. Right. Hang on. Let's try to build coal first, then. Like here. I'm going to build this coal mine. Using the coal mine card. I do have to buy an iron from the market, which is fine. It's only $1. Lock that in. And it'll actually sell some coal to the market. But we're still going to have some on there because there's not... It's only going to take 2 to the market. Which earns you money and gets you closer to flipping your building, which is fine. Just trying to avoid... giving victory points to my opponents. I mean, I've already, like, messed up the game about 30 times. Yeah, so there you go. So I can take my own coal now. There we go. To build this rail connection. Excellent. So it's actually very nice to have at least one active and available coal mine to go into the next era. So you do get the option to build a second track in the same action for £10 there, which I will go ahead and take in an effort to maybe connect up to the front over here. Or you know what, we can get a lot of victory points from just building here, although it's not all about victory points all the time. I do actually have a seaport there. Maybe I can get someone to activate my seaport. Let's see what we can do. Again, I'll use my own coal, which will finish that building. It'll use the last coal on it, thereby giving me a victory points and some income. Blam. Blam. Take the victory point for adjacent completed stuff. This completes, giving me victory points and income, plus 1 victory point because I had the rail over there. And Manchester, like, has got 4 completed buildings there, so I might just want to, like, build more stuff connected to Manchester and just bank some more stuff, for example. It's actually not too shabby. Clearly my opponent had exactly the same idea. Built roads right out of Manchester. Although what's interesting about that, now I could be like, well, maybe now I can go and rebuild... Actually, I got a few options for where to build it. I want to build a cotton mill over here. Because I'm personally connected over here. So I can use just the cotton mill card, which is kind of nice, as opposed to the city card, which are often more flexible. And what I'm going to try to do is probably work my way up so that there's some sort of connection to my port over here, which right now there isn't. But we can do that. What do I want to discard? Well, Manchester's 100% full, so there's literally no point in keeping that Manchester card. And yeah, if I just go and build this connection over here, it's not going to give me a lot of victory points now, but I think it'll pay off pretty well. Had to buy the coal from market because there's none available on the board, at least nothing connected to this rail sequence. But there we go. We complete that, and I can ship through my things through my own thing. Cannot connect in again. I don't have enough for 2 in a row, which is kind of sucky. My income's not maybe as high as I'd want. Now, certainly my opponents will start using their own ports over here, but every time they do, I also get a victory point from my own personal connection. So that's not the end of the world. Liverpool is not quite full, actually. We're going to revisit that. Oldham is full, so I'm going to ditch the Oldham card to be able to sell cotton from here to there. I do want to activate my location, so I'm going to use that, although there's something to be said about selling it to the export market while it's at full value. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. We'll activate both of those, and I get to score the double bonus points from my own rail connection as well. And this will send my income a little higher for future stuff, which is going to be okay. Now, how's the iron? Yeah, it's all pretty weak, although we could, if we are allowed to build iron anywhere, I could upgrade my coal factory and reset it. I don't think that's really what we're looking for. I'd upgrade that. I actually have very few options for stuff right now. But building road connections will be nice. I got double cotton mill cards. Oh, I'm not personally connected to Stockport. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Preston's full. Birkenhead. Oh, right, that's what I was thinking of doing. Can I, if I go and develop by tossing away, say, I'm going to toss away, what am I least likely to be able to develop? I would love to do an iron mill, but an ironworks, but that's not really going to be feasible. Then toss away the ironworks. And my idea is going to be this. I'm going to develop my shipyard twice so I can build it. Shipyards are worth tons of points. Not much money, but tons of points. And they actually cost a fair bit to build. So I'm going to develop it once and twice. There we go, to unlock the next level. And do that. Okay, I'm still going to wrap this up, but that way I can spend my Liverpool card building a shipyard over there, for example, and earn a bunch of points. I've completely screwed up this game. There's no way that I'm going to do well. Let's see. I have 53 victory points, and, okay, purple or violet's got 58 as well, but then the other two are in the 80s, so I'm being trashed. But yeah, I could at this point. No, I have to level it up all the way to level 2, which I might want to anyway for maximum victory points, but yeah. Ellesmere Port, literally can't do anything with that card. So yeah, I would go here, I would do develop, and I would have to do that twice. So I'm spending a lot of turns and more money for the iron because I don't have an iron mine available. It'd be nice to like activate my own iron mine by doing this. Or at the very least develop an iron mine to reduce my cost of doing this in the future. There you go. So now that I have that, I could build over here, except you need 25 freaking bucks for it, which I don't have enough for. I don't want to take out a loan at this point, so I would probably see if there's something like really low cost I can do. I can always go and fill this in later too. So I'm like, I could potentially see if there's a money thing I can do short term. But there's like really not. Like, man, I have just foobarred this game. But hopefully you have gotten enough of a demo here. Oh, hold on. No, I do need to keep the Liverpool card. Never mind. There's probably something else I can get rid of, like Birkenhead. Hopefully you've got enough of a sense that, hey, this is a really interesting and highly strategic game. If you're not terrible at it, it can be a lot of fun. Wow, I can get a lot of victory points from this one. Oh, because of the 2 bonus from Southport. Sure! That's something. At least coal is cheap. You know, so I can make some points that way. Thank you very much for watching, folks. This is available on Steam and probably other things. Check the doobly-doo down below. I'll try to include links to all the relevant stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to Let's Try Brass. Brass is a real-life board game that has just gotten a digital adaptation on Steam. Now, with any sort of Let's